Welcome to Hub City TV, a USM student news magazine production. We're your source to what's happening around the Pine Belt. I'm your host, Katie Rowe.
And I'm your other host, Arden Thornhill. In this week's show, we investigate the Pine Belt's growing crime rate,
The dangers of exercising too much,
and how to keep yourself safe from food bacteria.
But first, according to the most recent report by the CDC, suicide ranks second highest in cause of death by ages 10 through 34 in the United States.
First is unintentional injury. In our first story, reporter Quincy Hayward tells a story of two people affected by suicide.
Today we're here to talk about suicide awareness and how taking a life affects a life.
I tried to commit suicide when I was in high school, my senior year.
Let's see, it was 4 years ago this April. My mom committed suicide.
I'm grabbing medicine out the medicine cabinet, my grandmother's medicine. And I'm just pouring medicine in my hands and I just threw it down.
My mom walked out in front of a logging truck going 80 miles per hour.
Often misunderstood, suicide gains heavy negative criticism. Those affected by it say,
This is not a game or nothing like that. This is something that needs to be taken under control and something that shouldn't be taken lightly.
This is a real issue. Mental illness is a real issue.
And if you actually do succeed in, killing yourself, you can't take that back.
There is absolutely no reason for you to do that to someone, especially to yourself.
if you could look in the camera and speak to your own self, what would you say?
My name is Brinley Tompkins Mazza.
My name is Brianna Spears, and I no longer want to take my life.
Whether or not you see it now, people care.
I do regret some choices that I made in the past, but it's a lesson learned.
If you are struggling with depression or any mental illness, you do need to speak out. You will be heard.
And I can pass my guidance on to someone else.
You're the only one that can save yourself. So never give up. Each morning when you wake up, push yourself to be the most positive person you can be.
I'm Quincy Hayward with Hub City TV.
Suicide is a very serious problem. Please share the prevention hotline number with anyone who may struggle with the issue.
Another serious issue is drunk driving. In 2015, Mothers Against Drunk Driving awarded Mississippi its 5th star for implementing its new all-offender law.
Basically, the new law prohibits any open container of alcohol in any vehicle.
In our next story, reporter Jilly Rodriguez talks with one person whose life was changed by a drunk driver.
Just so fast. Everything kind of just happened so fast.
Drunk driving can change your life in an instant. Most intoxicated drivers think they are safe to drive.
Just states that if you're automatically.
Many Hattiesburg residents have been affected by drunk driving.
He'd been drinking all night and apparently thought he was good to drive. And when he came by, he sideswiped the van and it killed my papa on impact. And the guy who was helping him change the tire ended up paralyzed for life. So I was 10 years old at the time, and that was pretty intense to experience.
Driving under the influence not only affects you, but others around you. According to MDOT, 31% of traffic fatalities in Mississippi are a result of drunk driving. So next time you go out for drinks, have a designated driver, or you could end up behind bars.
For Hub City TV, this is Jilly Rodriguez.
Report Hattiesburg's crime rate ranks 45 on a scale of 100.
Violent crime consists of murder, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault.
USM's Hattiesburg campus, on the other hand, has reduced its crime rate.
Hub City TV reporter Christopher Fields has the story.
Prices are not the only thing that's risen in Hattiesburg, but crime rates have more than tripled in the last 5 years.
Compared to when I first got here in 2008, it seemed like a pretty mellow town, but it has increased in crime rates as far as just looking at the news and seeing everyday events that go on around me. The crime rate has definitely went up.
After speaking with campus police captain, crime rates have decreased on campus, but have increased in the community.
An increase in some what we call person crimes, such as armed robberies and homicides, But one thing, we have a great relationship with Hattiesburg. We work with them. They let us know what's going on, so if we need to adjust. But right now, we don't see where any of that's affecting the function of the university.
Although crime rates have increased in the Pine Belt area, law enforcers are working around the clock to ensure safety of local residents. When compared, research shows that USM crime rates have decreased versus local crime rates.
My jurisdiction is the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi. That is our police jurisdiction. And what we've observed over the last 5 years is basically we've had a decrease in property crimes.
I am Chris Fields, reporting for Hub City TV.
The controversial debate over the Mississippi state flag is at a standstill.
The Associated Press reports legislators lack a majority to remove the Confederate symbol from the state flag.
Though many different bills came before the legislature, none were approved.
While this is good news for some,
it's a great loss for others. The debate continues among Mississippi citizens. The flag debate had an unforeseen consequence for one local restaurant owner.
When Marlin's Bar and Grill owner Corey Cooley mentioned the state flag in one of his personal blog posts, some members of the community became outraged.
The bar owner responds to this criticism in a compassionate way.
Hub City TV's own Brinley Tompkins has this story.
National controversy hits home in Hattiesburg. Here at USM, students, faculty, and staff have dealt with the Confederate flag controversy, but it's now affecting a local business. Marlin's Facebook page started receiving threats after owner Corey Cooley made a post to his personal blog. He took it upon himself to clear up the backlash the business began to receive. Corey's post stated that most people in Mississippi move away after receiving a college degree.
Because opportunities are better, it's more open-minded, there's more freedom. If you read the blog, there is nothing derogatory said. In fact, the word flag was, I think, mentioned once in the whole blog. The problem occurred when people took his blog out of context and made it something that it wasn't.
Cooley's blog post focused on Southern heritage, voicing yourself and his hope for today's youth.
Southern heritage to me is walking barefoot in the woods as a child and learning how pine trees smell. Southern heritage to me is going hunting with my grandfathers, learning to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, and saying that into my 20s and 30s.
A boycott of Marlin's began after a disagreement and difference in opinion.
There's no reason why you can't come together in the end and say, okay, I understand your viewpoint and you understand my viewpoint. Now let's agree to disagree. Opposition is what built this country.
Cooley cleared up any backlash and came to an understanding with the group.
We're planning on having beers and barbecue egg rolls in here together.
Cooley hopes everyone can take one thing away from this misunderstanding.
I think the biggest thing to take out of this story is that if you come from a place of good intention, there will never be any confusion as to the value of your opinion.
Coming up after the break, several William Carey baseball players get a second chance.
And you may want to think twice before hitting the gym every day.